My alarm goes off. I find myself about to do it all over again, just like yesterday and just like I probably will tomorrow. The minute I laid my head down last night and started to catch my breath has led right into the minute my alarm goes off, and now the rush begins. Again. Sometimes I wish I could just take a break. Just stop everything and just be. I don't know about you, but my life gets so crazy. I go from here to there and there to here. My mind is all over the place. There are things to do and people to please. It's like I go and I go and I go until I can't go anymore. But at the same time, I have no choice but to keep going. It's like I run on empty. It's interesting. People will ask me how I am, and my answer is usually the same. I'm good, tired, but good. Or I'm so busy, but things are going well. But if we're tired and busy and completely overwhelmed, are things really going well? Are we really that good? And is that really what God intended for us? There's a story in the Bible about two sisters, Mary and Martha. You might have heard of them, but in their story, Jesus is coming to visit. Now, if Jesus were coming to my house, I would be freaking out. Jesus was a huge deal, and so it was a huge deal that he was coming to visit these two women. So he gets there, and Martha, one of the sisters, Martha is all over the place. She's cleaning, she's cooking, she's in the kitchen, she's serving, she's making sure that Jesus is comfortable. She's making sure that everything is perfect. And then you have Mary. And Mary decides that she is just going to sit, do nothing, and be with Jesus. Now, Martha sees this and it ticks her off a little bit. Jesus is at their house and there's all of this stuff to get done. And Martha is doing it all by herself. And so in her frustration, she goes into the room where Jesus and Mary are sitting and she says to Jesus, "You need to tell Mary to come and help me. I'm doing all of these things and I need help. Mary should be doing things too." And Jesus, like he usually does, comes from a completely different perspective. And he looks at Martha and he says, "Martha, Mary has chosen what is good, and it will not be taken from her." See, Mary got it. Mary just wanted to be with Jesus. And Jesus just wanted to be with Mary. And he wanted to be with Martha, but Martha was too busy. We talk to you all the time about how important being in the Word is. And we talk to you about how important and powerful prayer is. And it's true. Those things are so important. But there's one key aspect about our relationship with the Lord that we tend to completely overlook, and that's solitude. When you look up the word solitude in the dictionary, it mentions loneliness, and loneliness, if we're honest, is something a lot of us are scared to death of. Being alone and completely cut off from people just isn't appealing, but solitude is so much more than just being alone. Because you're not alone. You're helping to cultivate the most important relationship you'll ever have, and that's your relationship with the Lord. Do you have one of those friends that you can simply just be with? You don't have to talk. You don't necessarily have to do anything. It's just like being in their presence is enough. That's the kind of relationship that God calls us to. There will be times when you pray and you talk to him and you listen. And there will be times when you serve and you do things for him. And like we're going to talk about later on, there will be times when you're in community with other believers. But there should also be times when you are just with God, when it's silent, when all distractions are removed, when you are Mary, just sitting at the feet of Jesus. All too often, we go about our lives with a Martha mindset. There's so much to do, tests to study for, sports and instruments to play, scripts to memorize, people to please, all these things, they add up and they get in the way. We're so focused on them that we forget about Jesus in the other room, just waiting for us to come in and be with him. A lot would change if we could just have a Mary mindset. If we would just remove the things that stress us out, if we would just remove the things that get in the way, if we would just remove the busyness of our lives, even if it's only for a little bit, if we would just remove everything and take the time to simply be with Jesus at his feet. But we don't.